Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, boys and girls, the ninjas, the samurais, the politicians who may be helping cage children and keeping away from their families. Please stop doing that. Try to find a better way. Oh my gas range. I'm Zon the Daddy Dev, and welcome to Devlog to Finish. Episode 6, Game Dev Notes and MySpace Helmets. I'll be talking about my Game Dev Notes first, and then I'll be talking about the space helmet that I made in Blender, which will be pretty exciting. The first thing I want to get out of the way is with Securus, and now that I've gotten better Blender tricks of the trade, I will be joining him in the Climate Jam 2018. It's a small jam of only about 38, maybe 42 people. It starts in about 6 hours, and what I like about this is trying to make climate change, the science, fun to learn. I will try to make a fun game in general, but hopefully we can make something that maybe might get first, second, third prize. If not, it'll be a good way to see if we can actually work together and an excuse for me to make some assets via Blender and then making them two-dimensional. I would also like to thank some of the new subscribers: Ramstick Hernandez, Leo Ferreira, Francino, and Colin Borman. I've done this video 15 times. I hope I've said your name right 15 times. Well, I mean, the 15th time. I hope I've said it right. My name is hard to say as well, so please forgive me. Yes, it's Fig Games. I brought this up before. Fig Games is a crowdfunding service, crowdfunding site. And unlike Kickstarter, they actually, in the higher tiers, offer percentages of their games. That's right. Developers, independent developers, most of the time, offer their percentage of a game, meaning their ownership, whereas the sales of the game, you would get percentage as if it was stock. Any type of money made from that game, you would get like a dividend, money for the sales, the lifetime sales of that game. And if you don't know your Steam Spy, RIP Steam Spy, the life of the sales of video game Steam kind of vary. Here's another thing. The Good Life failed on Fig, but I believe because of Fig marketing, it succeeded on Kickstarter. So this is something, if you do have a really well-polished demo, a good business plan, you should submit it to Fig and see what they say. I don't know how backlogged they are, but what do you have to lose? I know I'm going to be doing that later on. I've also found in my YouTube videos that my YouTube video watch time is averaging 3 to 7 minutes, so I'll try to keep this video within 3 to 7 minutes. And finally, Blender was shut down for a little bit, which is kind of creepy that YouTube did that. I'm interested to find out what happened. If you already know, again, this is kind of old, please put in the comments below. Here's the heart and meat and potatoes of my dev notes is, what is the difference between 3D and 2D? You can check out this. We have a link right here. It's an older Blender tutorial. Not that old, but it's definitely not new. And this artist really challenged himself to try to create a 3D version of a 2D character he likes. Now, the thing about this, of course, is unfortunately because of asymmetry here versus this type of symmetry that you get naturally when you draw something, it doesn't, this one is a little too stiff and structured, and this one is a lot more looser. Now, I'm not saying this is bad, because by having it this structured, that means if I churn this head any direction, that will be a good shape and it'll be distinguishable. The other thing too is you want to note is that you have these hoods, and again, this hood is more loose and gestural based, but this hood is more defined. So again, churning it around at different angles would be great. Unfortunately, there is a light source here, and there's no light source here, and that creates the shadows, instead of being faked, to actually be calculated and put in pretty good places, which is easier, and it that does work. As you can tell, the gloves are different because of the outlining, and this is playing with different effects. Again, you can see the tutorial when I put the little card here. Overall, I like both. I have a tendency to lean to the 2D one more, but again, that just takes a little bit more modeling, and you probably could get a very close representation of the 2D image. So I'm a fan, and remember, this is the reason why I'm doing this, is because if I churn, even though I'm more of a fan of this, practicality wise, if I churn this character in 3-dimensional space, I have all his angles by just doing one model. So I just pointing it out there. Going forward, it's kind of hard to consider what am I going to lose or what am I going to gain by making 3D. So I think I'm going to make more full 3D characters, rig them, animate them, because that seems to make the most sense right now. I'm not sure, but it seems faster now that I'm getting better with Blender. This is what happened because I was using different render settings. I have to now have 2 light sources, so I just put a kind of sun. Is it a sun? Dome. I can't even remember. I put these two light sources on top and the bottom, and the reason why is that will remove most of the shadows. This is a helmet. I like it. The inside of the helmet is a different color. It's actually 3 or 4 different three or four different meshes that I have through a period of different things. You can see the other videos have combined them all together and now have set a new origin point to use or set the object. This is me selecting and adding more detail, so forth and so on. And so let me show you my helmet in failure. Well, I mean, it's not so much the helmet failure. Oh, and this is the other thing too, is that I originally started this from like the top. Then I realized I should start from the bottom first and then put the helmet in. This is using the, what's it called? This is using freestyle and a line thickness. And I like it because it's consistent, but I wanted a darker line. So I tried freestyle with a much darker line. I wasn't happy with it. So finally, as I was avoiding it before, edge rendering is a softer approach. I think edge rendering makes more sense. And thus this is edge rendering, where it actually just takes the edges of something instead of every line that could be possibly made. And again, this is the same thing. I like to figure out a way. There's a way you can select edges themselves and darken them. I don't know if it's in the tutorial above, but I did find it in some of my research. So the new process is edge outline plus Inkscape UV maps for inside lines. So ideally, I will now just use Inkscape for the inside lines because I think that makes the models better if they're actually in the texture. Going to focus on the part of a character before I finish the helmet. Well, I actually finished the helmet. Again, sorry, this is kind of out of place. I did finish the gun, but I didn't finish the gun texture, so forth and so on. So we'll see where this goes because I do want to kind of speed up development. Now, here's the thing is this is my helmet. I'm so proud of it. Woo, so pretty. I love you, pretty helmet. Sorry, I do love it a little too much. Anyway, so yeah, I just wanted to show this off while I spin this around. So insert catchy phrase here. I will probably be taking a break from this game and working on the Game Jam game project, and I'm probably trying to put updates about that all the time. I've also luckily I contacted a friend who, if you haven't been following this channel, she's making a card game with me, and her schedule looks like it might be freeing up, so we can start working on that. However, we might have to make a new channel because of the demographic that game is based on. So I will probably use this channel to talk more about the meta, the business side, and all the other stuff of that project. But I'm excited. So bad stuff happens at work. Maybe I'll share that later. Good stuff's happening related to game development. So we'll see what happens. All right. Again, insert catchy phrase here. And bye. Hit that like and subscribe button. I almost forgot to say that. Please hit the like and subscribe button. Again, okay. See ya. Bye.